Hey everyone, John here for the Worst Comic Podcast Ever. This is going to be a review of episode 8 of season 2 of The Flash. And this episode is also called Heroes Join Forces. And it's a crossover episode with Arrow. And part 2 of that will air on Arrow tomorrow night. So stay tuned for this review. Thanks a lot. Okay, so this episode is not only the 2-part episode with Arrow, which builds interest across the shows, but it's also the setup for Legends of Tomorrow. That's why it's called Legends of Today, and then tomorrow's episode of Arrow is going to be Legends of Yesterday. So in this particular episode, we finally meet Vandal Savage. Now, we've seen this all set up before, but in this case, we finally get a chance to actually meet him. And our first meeting with him, he's stowed away on a boat. He's being taken into the police just off the docks. And he does this sweet trick where all of a sudden he's not in handcuffs, this other guy's in handcuffs. He dodges bullets, he throws knives, he takes out this whole group of people. Dude is one bad fella. And so that's our first introduction to Vandal Savage. Clearly the guy is definitely knows what he's doing. He's a force to be reckoned with. Now, we find out that he is actually after Hawkwoman now, or Hawkgirl. And so he tracks her down. She's actually on a date with Cisco. They're back at the coffee shop, and he busts in, and luckily, while he's jibber-jabbering, Cisco is able to go ahead and, Cisco is able to go ahead and send out the alarm for Barry. Barry comes, and we get the feeling that this Vandal Savage guy is not just some dude who throws knives. This is not just a regular meta. This guy is bad news. But he clearly knows Princess Shiara. He clearly knows her, even though Kendra Saunders has no idea what he's even talking about. So that sets up this whole next part that's going to happen. Now, they decide, I'm not exactly sure what's up, but Barry decides to take Kendra to the Arrow Cave. Now, I will say one thing about this episode, and it happens over and over again. Why do you even wear a mask if you're going to show everybody who you are all the time? Like, how many people know who Barry is? Besides all the people that work with Team Flash, okay, you've also got Captain Cold knows who he is, and Zoom, I think, knows who he is, I guess. The old Harrison Wells knew who he was, and now all of Team Arrow knows who Flash is, and the League of Assassins know who Flash is, and then they take their masks off in front of Hawkman, who they don't even know. Like, they don't even know this guy, and they're already showing them who they are. Like, it just makes no sense to me. And especially when Barry's going to have all these problems with Patty because she doesn't know who he is, and there's all these secrets, and what's going on? And I shot this dude, and now I'm just supposed to go away and not call 911? Barry, what's going on? Well, here's the thing. She doesn't know what's going on because Barry doesn't tell her who she is, even though everyone else knows. Everyone else knows who he is. Like, just tell her. You might as well just tell Patty who you are. Everybody else knows. Now, they take her to Star City, and there's always this mystery of how far away things are in the CW-verse. Like, how far away are Central City and Star City? Like, you need a jet to get there, or Nanda Parbat. It seems like it's like 2 hours away. Like, everything's a couple hours away. It's really confusing how that is. But Vandal Savage breaks in, and he nearly takes out all of Team Arrow. Like, if it's not for Barry, he nearly takes out the whole thing. Then they're all upset when Speedy shoots the dude with an arrow. Like, shoot the dude with an arrow. Like, clearly this dude means business. But he survives all that. Clearly he's immortal. The dude obviously has a history. They somehow got a facial recognition on him from a picture from the 1970s. Like, that took like 4 minutes apparently to go all the way back 40 years. That's pretty crazy. But then he attacks them. They take him out, and then all of a sudden the League of Shadows shows up because we need somebody to explain who Vandal Savage is. And so the League of Shadows, like the whole group, is not even just the one guy. It's like the whole band gets together and shows up in the cave to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. There's also the whole sideline thing of the velocity formula and what is that going to do? And even just Harrison Wells getting shot by Patty was really just a reason to give Jay the Velocity 6 formula so that he could pull out the bullet, and we got to see what that happened. Jay still seems, even though it didn't seem to have any big long effect on him, he really seems upset about them using them on Barry. I think it's pretty obvious they're going to use it on Barry. I mean, there's not really a mystery there. I'm pretty sure we know that's what's going to happen. I'm glad that if I did have superpowers, I wouldn't have to jump off a building to figure those out. That just seems a little bit extreme. I mean, I'm glad that worked out, but what if it hadn't? Like, what do you do then? Like, what happens if Kendra jumps out the building and the wings don't come out and she just falls and dies? Like, what does Vandal Savage do then? Does he get more power? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. I'm really hoping on Legends of Tomorrow that it's just Hawkgirl. I really hope it's just Hawkgirl and not Hawkman. We'll see, but I would like Hawkgirl to have some time apart from Hawkman to develop that character a little more, because I really like that actress, and I think I don't want her just to have to be in the shadow of having Hawkman-splain everything to her all the time. I really don't need that. It was cool to see all of the action this episode. A lot of action. There was the big fight at the church. All the fight different places. Vandal Savage is clearly a man to be reckoned with. No one hero is really going to be able to stop him. Now he has the Staff of Horus, which, like, the dude clearly knows how to wield that staff. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see this next episode. And obviously they're not going to stop Vandal Savage because he's got to be there for Legends of Tomorrow. And then we get the big thing. If you're not an Arrow person, if you watch Flash but not Arrow, you still get to see that Oliver now, apparently, we've got to think Oliver has a son. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops, his relationship with Felicity. It's going to be really interesting to see how that works out, how that plays out. But I'm excited to see it. All right, so great episode tonight, really exciting. Can't wait to see tomorrow's episode and how that leaves off. And then hopefully, my hope is that Flash and Arrow will both be able to sort of work on their own plots without constantly having to get us ready for Legends of Tomorrow. There's been a little fatigue in terms of getting ready for Legends of Tomorrow. We took a little break from it mostly last week with the amazing Grodd episode that was unbelievable. But I'm hoping that we can get back in and get focused on Zoom as the main focus of this, and Arrow focused on the Damien Dark story. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching for the Worst Comic Podcast Ever. I'm John. Hope you enjoy our video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos about comic books and comic book TV shows. And hopefully Miranda will be back next time. She was a little busy tonight and had a lot of math homework, so it's going to be solo for me. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Appreciate it.